Wondering how to launch a business in San Jose without, stumbling through confusing paperwork or missing hidden fees? Well, if you're worried about protecting your savings, maintaining your privacy, or just, want things done right the first time, this video here lays out everything you need step by step. I'll show you exactly how to form your LLC, how to avoid the common mistakes, and keep your costs under control so that you can focus on building your dream business. But the truth is, most folks trip up on the very first task. You want to know why? Well, we'll cover that here in a second, but first let's examine if San Jose is a good place to start an LLC in the first place. San Jose is in the heart of Silicon Valley and home to more than 6,600 high-tech companies, generating a massive $275 billion in tech GDP every year. Local small businesses in San Jose also enjoy high revenues, averaging over $1 million annually, and benefit from a strong community with supportive government programs and a world-class talent pool. With competitive filing fees and streamlined processes, launching an LLC in San Jose gives business owners direct access to innovation, top professional networks, and a thriving economy that really supports growth in every sector. So next here, let's walk through how to choose a strong name for your San Jose LLC and how to avoid the #1 mistake that most people make at this first step. But before we jump in too deep here, here's one thing to keep in mind. So starting your business, it should be exciting, not overwhelming. But forming an LLC on your own, that can get confusing fast, with all the legal forms, rules, and easy to miss details. Now, I will walk you through everything in this video, but if any part of this feels too confusing, I've got a favorite LLC formation service that makes the whole process super simple and stress-free. It's guided, beginner-friendly, and it only costs $39. So if you hit any bumps along the way in the video, just go ahead and click right up here to get step-by-step help setting up your LLC the easy way. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to naming your LLC. So this isn't just about picking something that's catchy, right? California has a few rules to keep you on your toes. Your LLC's name needs to be unique from anything that's already on record with the Secretary of State, and it must include limited liability company, LLC, or LLC at the end. Words that make your company sound like a bank, a trust, or insurance agency are also off limits, as are names that could, mislead people into thinking that your business is a government agency. Now, before you fall in love with a name, search it on California's official business search page to make sure that it's not already taken. And pro tip, don't just search for the exact name, try keyword searches too, so that you don't miss similar sounding businesses that could cause your filing to be rejected. And by the way, if you need a link to this, it is below in the description, along with every other resource that I mentioned in this video. Also, if you want to reserve a name while you prep the rest of your paperwork, you can also do so online for 60 days for a small fee. And once you have your name locked down, you'll be ready to move on to actually choosing your registered agent, which is a step where a lot of people trip up if they don't know exactly what to expect. So every San Jose LLC needs a registered agent, which is a person or a company that receives important legal documents for your business, like state notices or lawsuit papers. Now, California law says that your registered agent must be at least 18 years old, have a valid street address in California, no PO boxes, and be available during normal business hours. Now, technically, you can appoint yourself or even a family member, which saves some cash, but your full name and the address that you used will be listed on public documents, making privacy a huge concern. Plus, missing a delivery because you're out to lunch or traveling could get your LLC in trouble, and swapping agents later means more paperwork. That's why so many LLC owners, including myself, prefer professional registered agent services. Now, personally, my preferred provider that I've used is Northwest Registered Agent. They're known for their strong privacy protections, excellent customer support, and straightforward pricing. Now, if you hire them to help form your LLC, the cost is only $39, which is lower than a lot of competitors. And get this, you can use their business address on your public filings, keeping your home address or your business address private and cutting down on spam mail. Now, if you want to check them out, just go ahead and click right up here to learn more. But having a pro registered agent is really one of the simplest ways to protect privacy and keep your business compliant as well. Now, next, we'll talk about how to make your LLC official with the right paperwork. Okay, so this is the big step where your San Jose LLC goes from an idea to legal reality. You need to file the Articles of Organization, officially called the Form LLC-1, with the California Secretary of State. The filing fee is $70, and you can submit it online, by mail, or in person for faster processing. And this form asks for some key details: your LLC's name, which must follow California's naming rules that I already mentioned earlier, your principal address for the business, no PO boxes, your registered agent's information, And you'll also have to indicate how your LLC will be managed. So by one manager, multiple managers, or all members. And then sign the form yourself or have your organizer do it. Once you're filed and approved, the state will officially recognize your LLC, giving you the authority to start doing business in San Jose legally. Now, keep in mind, this filing starts your clock on important deadlines, including your first annual statement of information and franchise tax payments. But next here, we'll talk about why creating an operating agreement is a smart move to take next, even though California doesn't legally require you to file one. Now, while California, again, does not legally require you to file an operating agreement, having one is crucial. It really spells out how your LLC will run, who owns what, and how profits are shared. This document helps prevent member disputes and proves that your LLC is a legit business, which is especially handy if your bank asks for your paperwork. You don't need a lawyer to get this done either. So there are tons of free templates are available, online, or you can use an AI platform to just generate an agreement that really fits your needs in minutes. Just have all members sign it and keep a copy in your business files. And then if it gets really complicated or you need, a real look over, then, talk to a lawyer. But for simple, most businesses, this is a fine way to do it. Now, with your agreement in place, you're set to make your business official to banks and to partners. So next up here is grabbing your EIN, which is your LLC's basically business social security number. Okay, so your EIN or employer identification number, right? It's required for paying federal taxes, hiring employees, opening a business bank account, and applying for licenses. And good news here, getting one is free and it takes less than 15 minutes. So just head over to the IRS website, answer a few questions, and your 9-digit EIN will be issued instantly online. Even single member LLCs benefit from having the EIN, since it really helps protect your identity and separates your personal and business finances, which is a big, big deal. Now, if you're not technically yet a US citizen, you'll use a different IRS form, which is the SS4, but the process is still pretty straightforward. And once you've got your EIN, your LLC is ready for business banking and permits. So next up, let's talk about registering for local San Jose business taxes and the right permits that you'll need. Staying compliant in San Jose means much more than just, staying in business. It's about protecting your company and keeping that personal liability shield intact. So every California LLC must file a statement of information with the Secretary of State within 90 days of formation and then every 2 years thereafter. It's a quick $20 filing fee and it updates the state on your business address, your registered agent, and management structure. And one biggie here, there is an annual $800 California franchise tax due by the 15th day of the 4th month after your LLC forms as well, even if you aren't profitable. Now, if your LLC earns more than $250,000 in gross receipts, you'll owe additional fees ranging from $900 to about $12,000 based on your income bracket. Now, to be clear, I know it's a little bit outrageous, but California just does it. So late or missed payments, right? Those can trigger penalties and may actually suspend your LLC, shutting down your operations until things get fixed. And don't forget about local obligations either. So San Jose requires annual renewal of your business tax certificate and specific business activities like food service, childcare, construction. You might need extra permits or inspections each year as well. Just always check which city and county rules apply to your industry, because missing those can really result in costly fines or even the loss of your right to operate, which is no good. And handle these filings and renewals consistently, and your San Jose LLC will stay in good standing, which just lets you focus on the most important thing, growing your business, right? And not fighting all the red tape. So now let's go ahead and break down exactly what it costs to start and run a San Jose LLC. Okay, so we're gonna start off here with the initial costs, the startup costs in your first year. So your articles of organization filing, that is a $70 fee that is required for every LLC. It's a one-time fee that gets your business registered with the state. Then the statement of information, that's $20, also required. You can file this within 90 days of forming your LLC. Next, we have a registered agent service. Optional, but highly recommended. So this is $39 if you decide to use Northwest Registered Agent. It can, price can differ depending on who you use, but that's what I recommend, and that's a pretty good price. Then we have the business tax certificate specifically for San Jose. That's $204 or more. It's a required fee just for operating in San Jose, and the exact cost depends on your business type and expected revenue, but it must be registered within 30 days of starting. Then we have business licenses and permits. That's $50 to $500, and it's required if your specific industry needs extra permits like health, signage, or contractors. Then we have a name reservation for $10. That's optional, but It's just if you want to reserve your business name that you really like as you prep all the other paperwork and, if you need to do that. Okay, so all that totaled your estimated startup cost range in the first year. So most San Jose LLCs spend between $350, about $1,000 in startup costs for the first year, depending on whether they use professional services, need extra permits, and the chosen registered agent. Then we have the ongoing annual costs, right? So the California franchise tax, $800 per year, required for every LLC in California, no matter your income. Then we have a business tax certificate renewal. That is $204 or more that's required, and the fees, again, will vary yearly based on business growth and classification. Then we have the registered agent service renewal, which is $125, again, if you use Northwest Registered Agent, and that just happens every year, but they'll keep you up to date on everything. From there, again, we have additional licenses and permit renewals, right? Again, $50 to $500. It really just, it depends on the industry and what your business actually does. Just check in San Jose, locally what it is you need. Then we have a statement of information. On this one's cheap, it's easy. So $20 every 2 years. It's required. It's just an update for the state. Again, easy to file online. So the total estimated annual cost range, you can expect to pay around $1,000 to $2,000 per year to run your San Jose LLC, depending on whether you renew professional services and the number of licenses or permits that your business actually requires. Now, again, to help with all this, especially in San Jose, I do advise you to use a service like Northwest Registered Agent, which again, you can click right up here to check out, as they'll really help you stay in compliance year after year while you focus on the most important thing, which is clearly running a profitable business. Now, if you have any questions for me or you're a little bit confused about this whole process, no problem at all. Just drop me a comment below and I will do my absolute best to help you out as soon as possible. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.